Welcome back to Unmasked. I'm Ronnie Thompson.
And I'm Adam Lazowski. Keep listening to hear this week's question.
Hi, I'm Ronnie.
I'm Adam.
I'm Anna, and today's question is, what's a common misconception about you?
Let's go. What is a common misconception that others have about you?
I think I come off as pretty shy because I'm very careful about what I say and who I talk to, but it's mostly because I'm worried about saying the wrong thing. And when people get to know me, I feel like I'm actually a pretty extroverted person.
When I tell people that I want to go to law school, they usually think like, oh, so you must be really good at arguing then. But when in reality, like the first even like idea of an argument just like sends me to tears. So, yeah.
Everyone thinks I'm in a frat. Freshman year, I had a mullet. I still have a mustache, and if you know me and you're listening to this, you can probably guess who I am. I promise I'm not in a frat. I really don't like frats. I hate the IFC, and so I always feel like I have to explain, like, no, I'm not in a fraternity. I know it's probably not a cool misconception like everyone else had, but that is my biggest misconception.
What do people in frats wear? What do they wear?
What I'm wearing right now, blank T-shirt, Yankees fitted hat. The facial hair doesn't hurt. Yeah, gold chain. I'm not wearing my New Balance today, but usually that. So doesn't help. Jerseys, a lot of jerseys.
A lot of people don't take me seriously because I don't take a lot of things seriously, and they perceive me as not intelligent. But I believe that I have a very good understanding of the world, and I do. What in things that I care about, I pretty much know as much as I possibly can, and always seeking to learn more. And even in smaller, niche topics, I know a lot about. But for people like to assume that I'm not intelligent because I don't put that effort into school.
A lot of people think I'm an international student because of the way I look, but I feel once they meet and talk to me, then they learn that I'm from the U.S.
When you first meet me, I'm very bubbly and open. I think I'm a very much like an open book and very nice. And sometimes people tend to think that that's coming out of a fake place, like I'm putting on a facade, but I'm really truly being myself. I mean, well, also the fact I'm not always an open book. People think because I say what I'm feeling at the time that's all there is to know about me, but there's so much more. And there are things I keep to myself. I don't speak everything. So it's those two, that I'm either one fake or that they know everything about me when there is way more to know.
I think mostly that I'm an awkward person. When I get a weird vibe from somebody, they'll make me nervous. So I kind of have difficulty responding in a way that seems like I'm a normal person, but I'm personable and stuff. But I've heard a lot from the grapevine that that people think I was weird or awkward or something. I just don't think that's true about myself.
I feel like people tend to think I'm very chill and laid back when they first No, I've actually heard this because I'm really shy at first. I think it takes a lot of time for me to open up and then be insane, but people tend to think I'm very chill and laid back, but I'm very loud and animated. I feel once I'm comfortable with people.
When they see me, they're like, okay, I do things to stand out. I do things just to be different, not just to draw attention to myself. I think I used to like to draw attention to myself, obviously, because I used to be a hypebeast, but then obviously money ran out. And then I just started liking expensive clothing and expensive style for what it is. So I guess you could say I was a hypebeast, and then I turned into hypebeast with a purpose. And that kind of, people are like, oh, he stands out a lot. And not just that, my car, my, interests, my tech, just the way I think, just all of these. So I think the common misconception is sort of reversed. It's people are surprised by what I have, but then when they figure out I have even more, then they become even more surprised. So it's oh, how can he have so much more if I thought I already knew everything about. It's you know what I mean? This it's just keeps on building up. So it's oh, he's already this. That's already surprising. So how I couldn't possibly be more surprised, but then they are. That's I think that, I don't know, I guess that's the best way to put it.
What's a common misconception that people have about you?
A lot of people think I'm a big stoner. I'm not.
Why do you think people say that?
Well, my friend here just told me it's because of my accent, and I think it's also because of the way I dress. And I'm also a skater, and I feel like a common stereotype for skating is a stoner, but I'm breaking the barrier. I'm the first one. We're making history these days.
Does that misconception make you feel good, bad, or you don't care?
I personally don't care because all of my friends are stoners, so it kind of I guess that kind of correlates with it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, people can do what they want. I'm all for it, but I personally do not partake in the stoner activities.
I think when people first meet me, they think I'm ditzy or dumb, but I actually think I'm very smart. You are. Yeah, I don't know about you, Maya.
Have people ever told you after they've gotten to know you that they had a different perception of you than what you actually are?
Yeah, they say, oh, you're actually a lot smarter than I thought you were, which is sort of nice, but I guess also sort of rude. Backhanded. Yeah, a little bit backhanded.
And how about you?
Since I got my nose pierced and cut my hair, a lot of people think I'm bisexual, but I'm not. But someone was like, you have a lesbian haircut, and I was like, what does that mean? I'm not offended, just okay, yeah, I don't know, whatever.
People assume we're dating a lot.
Yeah.
So at first a lot of people think I'm super chill and cool, but I'm really not, and I'm super weird and loud, and I'm very ADD.
For me, I'd say everyone thinks I'm mean off of first impressions.
Because he looks so sassy.
Yeah, because I look like I have an attitude, but
Actually, I didn't like him the first time I met him.
she didn't like me the first time she met me, and now. But now once you get to know me, I'm really nice. So yeah.
Hi, so I have something called ASPD, which is antisocial personality disorder, which has a nickname called psychopath disorder. And it's just a common disorder that is often found in psychopaths, but not everyone with ASPD is a psychopath. So a lot, our personality is we don't really show empathy. We're very apathetic. It's hard for us to show sympathy, and we tend to like dark things like horror movies, things that can be kind of what people consider cruel in a sense. But it's just kind of our mind, that's just how our mind works. So the thing is, when I tell a lot of people that, they often think I'm a psychopath, which is an issue I ran into my sophomore year in college. Basically, my dorm mates found out that I have this disorder, and then they thought I was gonna kill them. And basically, it turned into this whole kind of police issue and a trial issue. Basically, they reported me to the RA, and then they got me kicked out of my dorm because they thought I was gonna kill them in their sleep, which I wasn't going to. I just like horror movies. I just have a hard time expressing my feelings, and I'm just really apathetic in general. And so that's just who I was. But that was kind of a misconception a lot of people have about people with ASPD, is that they just think that we're all gonna turn out like Ted Bundy or Jeffrey Dahmer or something. But in general, we're just like most other people. We just have a harder time discussing about ourselves and showing what normal human emotions type of things. So, yeah.
Okay, so people usually think that if you're not you take care of yourself as a girl, and you don't whether you look good for yourself or something, you're not good at studying too, and you're not hardworking. So you're either this, you're only a book smart, or you're a street smart. Yeah, you just look good, so you're not good at other stuff. You just don't know, you're too lazy to study, or you don't have the time for it. And I think that's something wrong. You can do both. You can work very hard, and at the same time you can take care of yourself.
People think that I'm mean. They think that I have a resting bitch face, but most of the time it's literally just because I'm an introvert and I be in my own worlds. I probably have ADHD or something, so I need to learn to focus on one thing,
What do you think of your friend over here?
I think that she's super sweet and that she looks like a freshman.
What are you?
I'm a sophomore, and I think one common misconception people have about me is that I'm like shy or like very docile when I'm just, very expressive and loud. Around people I'm comfortable.
She's very bubbly. We love that about her, though.
What was the word people use?
Mesquine. They think she's mesquine, but she's literally the opposite, bro.
And what is that? Can you explain what that means?
Mesquine is like thinking that somebody's like shy, like very reserved, like calm voice, doesn't talk much, but literally is the loudest one in the room every time. Whether it's her facial expressions or her mouth itself. Like,
What can I say? So we're debriefing after the episode, and we're just going to answer the question for ourselves. For me, something that people misconstrue about me a lot is that whether like my opinion, like people will take my opinion as like an objective statement rather than a subjective one. So for example, I don't like to receive gifts. It's not my love language. And so I communicate that to friends often because I don't, like when I get gifts, I just like give it away or throw it out oftentimes, especially like depending, like I just don't like getting gifts. And so I explain that to people so that they won't give me gifts. And then later people will say things like, oh, I thought you don't like gifts like as a concept, because I'll be giving gifts to other friends who do like getting them. And then friends will be like, but you don't like gifts. And I'm like, well, I don't like receiving them, but that doesn't mean I can't give them to others. And that happens a lot, I think, is that like, if I don't like something personally, people will take that and think that it means that I don't believe in the concept of that thing. Yeah. How about you, Adam?
When I initially meet people, I come off with like a serious, or like a perceived serious, and a stoic attitude, like a wall almost in a way. People are like saying things and they almost like bounce off. But in reality, I think my personality and what I hold true to myself is stuck somewhere deep inside, and it can come out after some time. I think it requires some trust, it requires some experience with the person, and me being able to trust somebody to actually show, truly who I am, I think is the best. It's the best feeling for me. So the more I can do it, the better. But yeah, I think there has to be some initial seriousness from the beginning. But I don't know, at the same time, we gotta live life. Hey, should be happy rather than showing a stoic face all the time to everybody. Live a little bit of life and show some happiness too. That's it for me.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Unmasked. Tune in next week to hear
Us again. Take care. Yay.